The Spokane Valley man responsible for a college student's dragging death pled guilty today, but he still maintains his innocence.
20-year-old Jared Kamen died last November after he was dragged for 13 miles behind a pickup truck. Tonight, only on KXLY4. Our Jeff Humphrey live in the newsroom with reaction from the victim's mother.
Robin County Buell supported the prosecutor's decision to offer Wendell Sinn a plea agreement, but only because it would guarantee that Sinn would end up doing prison time. The victim's mother really thinks that Wendell Sinn should have been convicted of murder.
Wendell Sinn's plea agreement today allows him to avoid a possible second-degree murder conviction that could have gotten him life in prison. By entering his Alford plea to the lesser charge of manslaughter, Sinn faces no more than a 27-month sentence. Sinn's agreement also spares his teenage son from prosecution. Justin Sinn was the person actually driving the pickup truck that dragged the victim, and his father's plea means the high school student won't be held responsible for the killing. However, the victim's mother thinks he should be.
Justin Sinn was well aware that he was dragging Jared. What Wendell and Justin Sinn did that night was horrific, unacceptable, and completely avoidable. Wendell Sinn deserves to be punished and spend the rest of his life in prison for taking my son's life.
Today, the older Sinn was convicted of putting a rope around Jared Kamen's neck last November at a remote campsite. Kamen had become an unwelcome visitor, and Sinn says he tied Kamen to his pickup after he threatened Sinn with an axe. However, the victim's mother says that Sinn should not be able to claim he was acting in self-defense that night.
Jared was not a threat to anyone at the campsite that night, and there's ample evidence to prove that. Only a truly evil person could think of, plan out, and follow through putting a rope around my son's neck, who was walking away from him.
Today, the victim's family asked the judge to revoke Sinn's bond and take him into custody until he's sentenced next Monday. The judge agreed, shocking Sinn's family, who cried as he was led away in handcuffs. And Deputy Prosecutor Tony Corres says he will ask the judge for the maximum sentence possible when Wendell Sinn appears in Pend Oreille Superior Court next Monday. Reporting in the newsroom, Jeff Humphrey, KXLY4.